Hi, what's up, Chalkers? Welcome to the Let's Chalk About It podcast. If you're new to fitness or just want to hang with some like-minded fitness folk, then this is the place for you. Remember, it's always good to chalk about it.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Chalk About It. I'm Kieran Innocent, the ever-intelligent Chris McKenzie, the always knowledgeable Chris McKenzie. I'm joined by the ever-knowledgeable Christopher McKenzie. I'm joined by the ever-knowledgeable, I still need to think of a better name than that, Christopher McKenzie. The brain flex that is Christopher McKenzie. And tank that is Scott Carson. Tank. Do we want something different this week?
I don't mind.
Soviet
tank.
Captain Jacked.
More lasting.
Scott Carson and Captain Jacked. We decided we're going to change his name. Scott Carson. Whoa. And Captain Jacked / the tank / need to come up with a new name for him because I can't think of anything. Scott Carson. We have our very first podcast guest in the House of Pain, Stixx.
Boom.
And in this episode, we are also joined by the bath-bombed Scott's Bath, Sam Harvey.
How are you? It's my bathing accessories now.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for the invite, boys. It's a pleasure to catch up.
Our special guest this week, which is UK wrestler Brady Philips. How are you?
Yo, I'm very well. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to try and reel off all the things. So, former Marine, former rugby player, record holder, all-round endurance athlete, Jack Flackney.
Hello, mate. How are we doing? You okay?
Not bad. How are you?
Awesome. Yeah, thank you very much for having me on. It's good to meet you all guys properly and hear about the good things you've been up to.
We are joined by special guests. You may have seen him on Instagram. If you haven't, you really should. Alex Smith, a.k.a. The Kitchen Guy. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Special guest who is an IPF powerlifter as well as an IPF judge and weightlifter, Lottie Hall. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. No OnlyFans push though, I'm sorry.
What powders, etc., do you recommend for a first timer just starting out?
What?
What powders?
Powders?
Cocaine.
Just
cocaine.
funny question.
Yeah, straight
You'll have enough energy for
a
few sessions.
Hours.
Not listen to anything, or listening to, I don't know,
Having trained for 12
Cannibal
weeks for
Corpse,
it.
and you just like, then you go and shoot up a school or something, you know? It's like the ambient stuff, I think.
Jesus.
That's what I think when I think people that listen to Cannibal Corpse.
That went dark real quick, that did.
It's like that match where Bagwell's mum was on a pole. WCW. Is it Linda Bagwell on a pole match?
Oh my god.
No? Oh god, that was messed up.
Is that for the next podcast?
Well, yeah, we'll leave that for the next podcast.
What was it called?
If there's a reason to tune in next time, it's
her name was Linda or Julia, but it was like a Linda Bagwell on a pole match. And it was like her just standing on a pole, like just looking down.
Didn't David Blaine do
elderly
that?
woman.
David Blaine
Yes.
was at a height for a while. What did he do?
But it wasn't for a wrestling match. Like no one was actually doing it for David Blaine. He was doing it for himself. This was just an elderly woman on a pole.
Yeah.
And then I got into the extreme stuff because I thought it'd be more fun. I used to balance lawnmower on my chin and let people throw cabbages in it. Balance, BMXs and stuff like that.
So the lawnmower was on?
Lawnmower was on, plugged in. The wire taped down the side. My record's 2 cabbages because it gets scary after that.
How did you get past one
Just
cabbage?
like a fly mo. I don't know. It just stayed up there. I was like, let's go for again. We bought like 12 though, thinking I'd be doing it for ages, and I was like, nope.
Oh god. What's going on? Sorry.
I think if we said other interests, we'd probably have something. So
Yeah.
Okay, let's rewind. So I've got a question for you. What other interests do you have other than the gym? I completely thought about that.
I'm really happy.
On my own, with no assistance from anybody else.
You improv'd.
You
didn't write it and turn up to the.
No, I didn't. No, maybe I should next time.
The one question just didn't bang, did it? The one question you did have.
Not at all. Skate Boy comes on as the music, and we're like
your music.
I was supposed to be chaos. I was supposed to be like.
He's supposed to be feared. He's wearing his boiler suit with his spray paint.
Yeah, this 13-year-old.
Yeah, who looks like a 10-year-old.
Did you know the song I was supposed to come out to Prayer by Disturbed?
Yeah, so no facial hair. I don't know, 4 foot, if that.
Probably.
So he's meant to look menacing, and then this music comes on, and he's like, "That's not my music." And we're like, "Yeah, but you've got to go out." He's like, "Yeah, but it's not my music." Like, "You've got to go out." But it's not my music. And Michael just looks at him and goes, "Well, you're going out," and shoves him out. But then he turns to come back in. So he's like, No, I'm not going. And literally both of us stood in the door and we were like, "You've got to go out."
Right.
Then comes the character. So he sort of looks around like, "Oh shit," and then he goes.
There's a room full of 200 people here.
So his moment came, it was just not how he wanted it to.
Oh, it was so disappointing for him, and we felt sorry for him after we finished laughing. It is kind of a little bit of bullying, but it was all in good jest.
Yeah.
And then you even did
that doesn't affect me in the long run at all.
Just see you later, boy.
Every time it comes on now, though, that's exactly what I think about. And I think about his face turning around and looking at us, and we're like, "Yeah, you ain't coming back in here, so make the most of it." And he literally is like walking up to the ropes, looking at everyone really slowly while this song plays in the background.
Yeah. All the teenage girls, yeah. No, fear me.
Fear me.
Fear me. I am the fearful chaos.
I am the skater boy. I mean, I'm the chaos.
I had a face turn in that as well. It's my first ever show.
Yeah, you
I was
did.
bad guy, then I kind of help you win.
Yeah. Oh God, did you?
Yeah. I do a face turn and I pull you out the way of Michael doing something. And then you end up hitting. It's like,
I bet all the kids scream like, "Yay, Skater Boy saved him." It's chaos.
Fear me. Yep.
Not from round here, he wouldn't.
Wait, if you boil it, you're okay, aren't you?
From around here, the water boils you.
Challenges you to a fight.
It's nuclear. Yeah. Nuclear war.
Yeah, it's hard fish. Fish with knives. Yeah, you don't hunt the fish, they hunt you. Just lying in bed and you go, what was that? Doing a taster at the beginning of our podcast on some cool energy drinks. So if anyone follows the Instagram page...
Technically, we will have a guest then. It'll be like a liquid guest.
We put out some feelers to find out who would be interested in it.
Yeah,
and
you did.
Someone
you did
actually, I jokingly did it, not thinking anyone was going to take it seriously.
Yeah.
And someone was like, "Yeah, well, we're in." So next week we've got Xcite energy drink. Are going to send us some samples.
Xcite.
And we can.
It's quite exciting. What flavours? What flavours?
I don't know. I don't know until they send them.
What time are you picking your kids up at, Chris?
We'll go from there. Oh, that sound!
Smells straight away. Smells good.
It does. Yes.
That smells like medicine. The good kind.
Yeah, that's tasty. That's good.
Okay, Scott's just going to drink all of it in one go.
Not too much. He needs it though.
Have you actually finished that?
I think he's had a busy day. No. It's a little gassy.
What's good about it is, you know, when you get energy drinks with ginseng in it, it tastes really bitter. Or like BCAAs, you kind of get it. This I don't think this does that BCAAs in it. I don't think it does.
No, I don't think it does. No.
Is it?
You get like
it's
really
taurine
tartness.
free as well. It's taurine free.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, I'm into it.
I think you get hit with like flavors and E numbers when you have these drinks, and that one's like really subtle.
Yeah.
So that's quite nice.
Yeah,
Good.
it is
like
like
that kind
a
of
seltzer.
I'm sure you can't go wrong with a caffeine drink. You're gonna get a buzz.
Nice
Drinking.
watermelon flavour. You guys are all talking technical terms. I'm just like, there's a
Watermelon.
picture of
I've
a
said
watermelon
nothing
on
technical. He's the beverage guy.
But, yeah, these are nice.
Yeah.
These are so they've sent us two lots. So we've got the pink. Should we say pink or red?
Pink, yeah.
And they've also sent us a blue.
That's a good
I'd
wine.
say it was more of a Melbeck colour. What do you think, Chris?
Oh, soft velvet.
I'll push on the Rioja, actually.
So we have the Xcite blue colour this time. There's no arguing this time. It's not wine or whatever colour you decided it was. It's just blue.
You went full technical with blue.
Blue. There's your Christopher. It's yours, mate.
I'd say it's like a midnight turquoise.
Oh, it's aqua. Again, natural caffeine.
I would say metallic shimmer.
0 calorie. We're going to do it again.
Ooh.
Let's get up here. Do you reckon you can
The
shotgun
nose on it.
Do you think you can shotgun it this time? No, don't do it. Don't
I can't
do it.
soap in it. I would have.
You got to try it, haven't you? To see what it tastes like.
It smells absolutely great.
Do you reckon we should do it like a proper wine one? I'm not spitting it on the floor.
that was great. That was good. Don't know if it worked.
I like that over the wine coloured one.
Yeah.
Red. Prefer this one.
Which colour was it? It's just called... Is it called Black?
Black Energy.
Black Energy. There you go, Christopher.
Thank you.
So again, this is...
You didn't tell me about this.
No, this is...
I mean, to be fair, I just seen these and I bought them. It wasn't anything we've been sent. It was just something I seen and I thought, we'll give it a try. So
Excellent.
it's...
So no shout out to Black Energy, because where you been? Where you at?
Yeah, you don't get one. I'm joking.
Why are you not on the podcast yet?
And in all theory, you just got a shout out when there's not doing a shout out for you. So, zero sugar again. It says it's vitamin based. So I'm not sure what vitamins it's got in it. Yeah, man, go for it.
It's got taurine in it, so it's got the neurotransmitters for when you're awake.
Oh, listen to him getting technical. What colour is this?
Mojito.
It's definitely not mojito.
It's not a colour.
Oh, that's a fragrance. That is.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I just think I peaked my microphone then doing
minty.
that. Oh no, that was mojito flavoured.
What did you expect?
I don't know.
It was called mojito. What did you?
I know. Do you know what? It's because it's on the side. I just thought it was some weird brand that they'd. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna like this. I'll try it.
I think it's tasty. I think that's tasty.
It's not bad.
It's got caffeine in it. You're gonna get a buzz.
No, it's not my favourite. I'm not going.
Definitely not. That's like drinking stingy nettles.
I mean, have you ever had stinging nettle tea?
Just that you know.
Nettle soup.
It's exactly like this.
Man's ready to go.
There you go, man.
Oh, thank you.
You can have the first. That looks good.
First press.
Love these little tiny glasses.
Yeah. It does look like a longo sort of pour.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of water in there, the little water tank.
It smells good though. I'll wait for Kieran. For the podcast listeners, Kieran is just doing
seagull impressions.
His best ventriloquist dummy impression.
These look good. That looks like a good pour. That one. Look at there.
It's good, yeah.
You managed to get
the crema.
Crema on there.
Yeah.
We thought, as we didn't have any energy drink reviews to do, we'd just have a look at Chris's new Wakako cacao cup.
This is in Chris's car because commuting to work and
you
can't be bothered drinking crap coffee.
Hey, it just says you can't use your phone when you're driving. Doesn't say nothing about making your own coffee.
There you go, mate.
And this is Gaslight by the Roastery, right?
Yeah,
another local.
Let's bring it on if you want.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let's do it.
So it's Gaslight. I got it at New Lodge Farm. You've got an espresso blend in there, Colombian, Brazilian, and Honduras.
Yeah.
Smells unreal.
Leave it on there, mate.
Smells unreal.
Smells good.
It definitely has that qualities that Colombian coffee does.
Does it?
Like, I love the sort of like sourness.
Yeah. Really smells great, good and tasty.
Yeah.
But when they come out, the great thing about the Wakako is when they come out, they're like, leave it for a few seconds. They're ready to drink. You know, you want to leave coffee for a while to get cooled down. They're just great as soon as they come out.
Yeah.
Nice. Very good.
Oh yes.
I thought it's worth a share because they're great for lifters because every lifter loves a bit of coffee.
Yeah.
But
so I'm pretty sure Matt Vincent has one. I've seen on videos he has one.
Yeah.
The Roastery as well. They do a lot of work with our local CrossFit box, Shirefit. 2 bags of coffee. Oh, there goes the box on the floor.
There goes your giveaway.
Anything breakable in there?
Oh, I do love a Colombian roast.
See, that's what I mean. Let's show what they've got.
Yes, nice Colombian roast there. If you want to look at
never
that.
tried Brazilian.
Are they both the same?
Oh,
no, one's Colombian, one's Brazilian.
Oh, I just got a whiff of that coffee. Oh, mate.
That's really.
And a mug, which luckily is bubble wrapped and still intact.
What sort of mug have we got? Can we just have that?
Both the
I'll
same.
tell you what, let's just pop these here. Let's have them at the front.
Yeah.
What sort of mug have we got? Is that your one, yeah?
I'll hand this to you because
let's have a look.
I am a tank. I will break things.
Apologies, this might take a little while.
Oh, is that
this is? Do you want to know how good this is?
Oh,
of a match of brands.
Go on.
This is a chalk cup.
Oh, lovely, love it.
So we have this nice Opus cup there, and it comes, I believe, inside there is a little bar of chalk.
Oh wow!
So you can write
Should
your
we do the
workouts
reveal?
on the cup.
There you go.
I think I had probably one of the, well, at least my experience. I've only done one competition. It was at that. There was that PTS one. everything that could go wrong went wrong for me. I turned up, I forgot my card.
Brilliant.
So I literally had to ask the guy in front of me who was weighing in. I was like, can I go in front of you so I can go and get my card and come back? And he's like, yeah, if you have to. So I ended up going in at a weight category above what I would normally be lifting in anyway, because I didn't want to cut weight. So I was like, I'll just do it. Just for my first comp. Forgot my card, got weighed in, went home, got my card, come back, showed the judge as the first lifters were going up. So I'm like running over to try and warm up. I didn't even get a chance to go over and say to Mike what height I wanted the squat stand at. He just went, where do you want it? I was like, yeah, that sounds about right.
That'll do.
And then I'm warming up with Chris. And as I'm warming up with Chris, I do my last rep. And then they go, right, next on the platform, Kieran. I'm like, oh, shit.
That was doing deadlifts. That was doing deadlifts.
I was like, fuck, I have to run over.
I was trying to time it perfectly, and obviously I just wasn't watching. I was like, Kieran, do that now because you're about to do your opener, and you did it, and it looked quite solid. You put it down, and it was like Kieran Innocent. I watched you from doing that last warm up, just walk. I watched you the whole way off the platform, and I was just watching. I was like, that's the only recovery he's had.
Kind of where things started to really change.
Yeah, so I kind of fell into a bit of almost a boredom, I think, when lockdown started, because I work from home anyway, and going out of the house was like time to relax, go and do something, excuse me. And the first few weeks I was really struggling with, I was just working and that was it, and I didn't stop, and was getting a bit stressed out, and I ordered myself a Chemex. I don't know if you've seen the Chemex coffee maker. It's a bit of a classic glass coffee maker with a wooden collar, and always wanted one, and I always loved it because they used to have one on Friends.
Yeah.
And so we'd been watching Friends at the start of lockdown. We started from the beginning, going through Friends, and I was like, Chemex, I'm going to get a Chemex. And then I made a video when it arrived, and it was like really well received and got loads of comments and loads of engagement. I was like, oh, I could get into this. And I realized that's what I was looking for. So yeah, I just started churning out these videos and enjoyed it as well. And kind of escalated quite substantially from, I think I had about 1,200 followers at the time. It was just my personal account. And it ended up being, I think we're sitting on nearly 8,000 now. So yeah, that's kind of how it happened, I guess.
Or because you just wanted to be Monica.
Exactly that, yeah.
Who would you relate yourself to in Friends?
No idea.
Amazing.
No? Oh, okay. Most people go with...
Wait. Just so Kieran's happy. Kieran, who would you relate yourself to in Friends?
Phoebe, probably.
Yes.
Only because you expected me to say Joey.
You're more of a Ross for me.
Oh, mate, thanks.
I feel like Scott should answer this one for me because he knows me.
You're Chandler. You're a Chandler.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Could I be drinking any more coffee?
Yes. There it is.
So how did you fall in love with wrestling in the first place? Is this something you've always liked ever since you were a kid, or did you get into it later on? Or
older brothers got me into it. I specifically have one memory of when I got into wrestling. I don't know if you guys ever did like school plays. Yeah. Like and so
we went to a Catholic school, mate. We definitely done school plays.
So we always used to do
one we did every year.
when I was in junior school, we used to go to school. And then we'd come home and then we'd go back in the evening, we'd perform the play, and it was done over 2 nights. And my oldest brother, I think, was in senior school at the time, and he had his friend round and they were watching something. And I remember specifically, it was The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, Bad Blood 97. And I was just like mesmerized by it. Like the Undertaker, this like gothic dead man. He was just beating the hell out of Shawn Michaels. And then I had to go to do my school play, and I really didn't want to. I wanted to sit around and watch the rest of the match, and it was probably maybe 10 years later before I got to see the rest of that match.
and that's your earliest memory of...
That's my earliest memory, and then just computer games was probably my way into it.
And then the best experience was Worlds in 2016.
Oh my god!
In Poland, which was really cool.
How's it run? How was that as a competition? Like when it was run?
Insanely perfect. It was really good. I think from what I've heard, a lot of the Worlds and internationals are really, really well run. But that was mental. I'll never forget it. Like when anyone asked how it was, and like one of the memories I had was I'd done well. First off, was going into the warm up room, and obviously I'm a midget, and the only squat rack that was left was with the Icelandic team.
Oh no!
Oh no!
What?
Yeah, mate. There was. Yeah, I can't remember his name. I don't want to butcher it, but it's like Julianson or something. He's got the open world record in equipped for the deadlift, I think.
So this would have been under 20 kilos and junior.
I was under 120, yeah.
22, were you?
I was 22, I think, yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, warming up, I remember going over to the rack and it was him, and there was Victor Samuelson as the other guy. He's insanely strong. But I remember just like thinking, Jesus, like this is mental. Like these are the same age as me, and they're like literal giants. Like it's mad.
So for your powerlifting journey, what started you in powerlifting?
So I originally joined an LA Fitness of all places. So I've got a daughter, she's 8, and I joined there like quite a lot of people do after they've had a baby. Think you're a bit fat, don't really know what to do about it, sort of thing. And then I met a few people through there that did bodybuilding, which didn't interest me at all. But I was interested in just getting better at something. So then someone suggested like strength type things rather than like physical, like what you look like type thing.
Yeah.
So I tried to go to the Farm Powerlifting Club, which obviously is in Malton. It took me 4 attempts to find it, like 4 different weeks. I just couldn't find it.
I've done that.
It's the sat nav takes you to a housing estate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's
2 times.
Yeah.
I had to ring Chris, and he'd be like, "Oh, you have to go down this little road and cut off here," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
I think they do that to make sure you're really serious.
Yeah.
Like a secret society of lifters that you're not allowed to get to. Unless you can find us, you can't lift.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the assault course before either. I mean, what was that about?
Or the booby trap, like something from Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went there and then sort of started training there a few times a week, and kind of, I don't know, everyone there just helped me along, and I kind of just stayed with it really. You kind of love it and hate it all at the same time, don't you? So you don't know why you're still doing it, but you still are like 6 years later.
Name. I'm very intrigued to know where the name Stixx come from.
I used to play the drums.
That's fantastic.
That is not what I was expecting the answer to.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I wanted it to be.
Yeah. I used to play the drums in a band, and the guitarist used to jokingly call me Stixx because I always used to break them. And when it came time to pick a wrestling name, my first character was like a Ross Kemp, like a London Fug type character, and there was 3 or 4 of us like in a group, and we said around the time Lock, Stock and Snatch were all the rage, and everyone had these like catchy little nicknames to do with, I don't know, the way they hurt people or the way they collected money or whatever it was. So my tag partner at the time was he lived in the flat next door to me in London, and his name was Pliers. He carried around the big, almost like garden shear,
like the British beefcake style.
And at first I wanted to be called Verbal after Kevin Spacey's character in Usual Suspects.
Oh, glad you didn't pick that one.
Well, mainly because I always thought I'd be really good on the microphone, like talking in front of crowds and stuff like that, until I realized I wasn't. So
yeah, I feel that.
I could have taken the Verbal name like he did, because he doesn't really talk a lot, right? But Stixx just sounded, snappy, and then
Is that pun
when
intended?
me and Ah, it wasn't, but thank
Got
you.
the dad jokes on the go.
Then when me and what's his name in NXT now, Danny Burch.
All right,
Sticks and Stone.
Yep, he was actually wrestling as Joe Riot at the time.
Oh, okay.
And he specifically changed his name to Martin Stone so that we could be Stixx and Stone.
Need to use it in order to actually do what my mission, which is actually hopefully to look back in 20, 30 years and think, you know, I use maybe one or two of my skills I've got to help other people and make a real difference that hopefully I can feel proud of. Yeah.
Epic.
Yeah, I mean, you should feel massively proud of the number. I think it was 283,131 meters achieved in 23 hours and 15 minutes. So you still had 45 minutes left.
Yes.
And still smashed the record.
Oh, thank you, mate. Yeah, well, I think I had a game plan for it. So, funny story, really. So, I announced I did it, and we had a meeting like on Zoom, like this, with the charity. And I was like, yeah, great. And the record was set at something like 240. I got off, and I was like, I'll have a little check on and see, you know, just check, just to make sure. And literally that day, someone had beaten the world record by like another marathon and took it up to like 277, I think it was.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, you're kidding me. Because I'd had a whole game plan built towards doing 250. I thought that's achievable. I think I can, you know, yeah, it'll be hard, but I can do it. So then obviously that completely changed the game plan. But what happened was I'm sure we'll probably delve into it about mindset and doing these things. My game plan was I broke it into hour blocks and into 6 hour blocks. So every hour had to complete a certain distance for the first 6 hours. And then the distance got a little bit lower for the next 6, then a little bit lower, and then a little bit lower. So all it meant was that every time I got through 6 hours, it was like, yes, now the distance a little bit lower. So it made me feel like I was getting ahead of the game and winning. I did the first 6 hours and I felt really good. And I was like, I'm going to hold that distance and keep chipping at it. And then I got to the 12 hours and I was like, you know what, we're going for it. I'm going to hold out. If I crash, I'll crash. I'm going to see if I can hold that pace. And did that. I got to the 18-hour point. I thought, I'm going to keep going. I've got this. I can go to 300,000 meters. And with about 4 hours to go, I just held the same pace every hour. I had some kind of, I don't know whether it's some kind of muscular or intercostal muscle issue in my left side, where it literally stopped me lifting my arm up. Because every time I lifted my elbow up, I got like this real severe like stabbing pain in the back of my scap.
It was probably something quite like trivial, like your heart.
Yeah.
It's probably nothing to worry about. It's just your heart stopping working altogether.
It probably was. So
this right here is like, it was a heart attack is what it was, I think.
It probably was. That could be another good story for a podcast, couldn't it? But so I ended up not being able to lift my hand up. So for the last 4 hours, I had to do it with one hand. So it was a bit disappointing, but that sort of helped the first 18 hours or 20 hours of going relatively or pushing myself relatively hard. It did pay dividends towards the end.
Is that just to add an insult to injury of the person who beat the record that you just did the last 4 hours one-handed as well?
No, but I didn't do it on purpose, I promise.
Well, if they weren't annoyed before,
at the end, because I'm sure we'll delve into this as well, but I don't really get that much fulfillment from doing these things. And it personally, I do feel fulfilled from helping others, but I finish these, I look at it, I'm like, that weren't very good. I could have done better. And that was very much like that because of the having to go to single arm or dropping down on the aim distance. But yeah, I was happy to get it. And obviously we got the main aim, which was to get it and raise money.
That's it for me. I think we're all good. So where can we find you, Chris?
Mackenzie.strength.
Scott
speaking.
You can find me...
Like you just did.
Oh,
Exactly.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to stop doing intros and outros.
Kieran's gonna be like,
all you need is a 5-second buffer just for Chris to attack me.
I'm just going to...
Yeah. Go back.
Okay, hang on. Chris, where can we find you?
Mackenzie.strength.
Scott, where can we find you?
Scott speaking. Bitch.
That's the wrong one. I think it's this one.
There we go.
That plays in my...
Sorry.
Hang on. I believe he's this one.
Yeah.
So you can find me on Instagram at Let's Talk About It. You can also go and have a look at our merchandise if you want to support this podcast at www.letstalkaboutit.co.uk. Thank you all for listening, and we will see you again soon.